Good morning, students. Today we are going to start a new chapter, that is chapter number 7, Human Environment, Settlement, Transport and Communication. For human settlement, we know that people live in towns or villages, and the locations of a village or town depends on the environment of that area and cultural factors. The size and shape of a settlement varies greatly because of the economic activities of the people there. And these are that is why the human settlement happens, but it depends on some factors. That is like why the location of the factors depends on you see that somewhere there is highly populated areas are there, settlements are there, where somewhere you see that very sparse settlements are there, very less people live there. So what are the factors which are very prime for the these settlements? That these settlements depends on the there is a need or a source of water. From the beginning of the civilization, children, you have, as our history tells us, that people have settled where there were source of water available. And for water is the essential part of our life. Without water we cannot survive. For everything from drinking water to cleaning, for all the work, water is required. Then after that, when there was they learned farming, for that irrigation purposes also water was required. So they first searched, as you know, that where near the river basins, the plenty of fertile soils were also available, and people with much moderate climates, people used to settle there. So it is basically the fertility of the soil and moderate climate is also very much important. And afterwards, that the places where still we also believe that now the modern days, people wants to settle in those places where there is transported, can be very easy transportation, or transport services are easy, and communication is very much important in our life. And secondly, the economic activities, that means of livelihood is available, where they can survive, they can earn money for their survival. So these are the factors for which location of the settlement depends, from where they can human beings can settle. Okay. And now coming to types of settlements. Now I have given you this flowchart, that types of settlements, that is, two categories of settlements are there. One is rural and urban. You can divide it to, as you know, people living in rural areas and people settlements in urban areas. Then we have in this that temporary settlements are there, permanent settlements are there, compact settlements are there, and dispersed settlements are there. Now coming to the rural settlements, where you can see that rural settlements means people living in villages, rural areas, and it depends mostly on the which the our India's population depends on, the rural population depends on agriculture and related occupation. That means related occupation to agriculture is the primary occupations. And the surrounding agricultural land is also part of the village. So villages are also found in coastal areas, in plain lands, definitely in plain lands, and near the water bodies where fishing is one of the main occupation, like not only fishing in the sea area, in sea, but also fishing in in ponds, which is also very common in villages. Then fisheries are there. They develop these fisheries in the ponds. Then agriculture, mining, forestry, all such things are very common to the rural settlements. The and you know that rural settlements have very few other limited utilities, and they have other work like very less that in rural areas you see that small markets, one or two, three schools only, whereas we have hundreds of school in urban areas. Compared to that, in villages there are very few schools, single post office, or a primary health center, a single primary health center. So, the shape of rural settlements can be various types, like there are various types of settlements, that is a circular pattern, that is developed around a lake or a pond. The houses are built in that pattern. If a very big lake is there, there can be settlements in a linear settlements develop along the highways, railways line, along canal or river. Then we have rectangular pattern that is developed at the crossroad, crossing the roads. These developments are there in both sides. There are triangular pattern developed at the confluence of two rivers, and houses are built between the two rivers. All right. Then we coming to the modern urban towns and cities. And generally, in towns and cities, we find that most of the industries, trade, commerce, administration, transportation services, hotels, education, hospitals, entertainment, these are the sectors where people work in urban areas. These are comes under either secondary or industrials and all, where factories where the production takes place, those are secondary. And tertiary, the services like hotel services or post office, postal services, or bank, or such type of, all type of such services comes under tertiary occupations. All right, children. And where they settle, so we find that people live in different areas, like industrial towns are the centers of production, manufacture of different goods, like we have in our even the places like we near us. Bokaro is an industrial town. Jamshedpur is an industrial town. We have Rourkela is an industrial town, because so such type of towns are there where they have settled from because of the industry. People have not settled. First, the industry came into place and then people settled there because of their work. Colonies were made and people settled in that. Then there are market towns. The towns they developed around the area near a town where there were mandis or markets are there. Mandis have developed and there people started settling down because of their businesses. Understood? Then there are administrative towns are mainly the capital cities or capitals of the states or capital of the country, where all the administrative offices and all their houses, their bungalows, where they are there. And so these are the places for they are called the administrative towns. Then we have cultural towns, where the religious centers like Ayodhya, or like Makkah, or like educational centers like Oxford or Allahabad or Shanti Niketan was developed in the culture. These are called the cultural towns for their promotion of country's culture and education. Then we have port towns. Port towns are such towns where they are settled because of these towns have developed because of the port. All right, because of the port there for harboring of where the cargoes are kept. For that, thousands and thousands of people get work. Their ships come with their cargoes, with their things, and that is called the port towns. Then we have resort towns. Resort towns are the tourist places where the tourist gets attracted. All right. Then we can categorize types of settlement into temporary, uh, permanent, compact, and dispersed. So, as the name suggests itself, the temporary are for like a shorter period of time. People, these are called the temporary, like in the hilly terrain or in lowland areas. Just the opposite in the lowland areas or in the very hilly, where in the cold winters they come with their livestock. That there is a transhumance, that is, they bring their people bring their livestock, means cattle or domesticated animals, from that hilly terrain to the much lower lands, like near the hilly areas, from the mountainous places from there. In cold areas, these are the practices, and they build the temporary houses. These are the called the settlements, where a shorter period of time they go there during summer. During summer, there are many for their livelihood. They can do some business in the mountains where tourist comes. And if there is some, suppose mandir, like we have Kedarnath, Badrinath, there these practices are there, where people in the these are in high altitude places where for temples, lots of businesses, tourist place, people visit there during the summer season. After that, when the mandir closes, people living there, because it's in a high altitude, it is covered with snow. It's very, very cold and adverse climate. So people come down to hilly areas, and there they do cultivation in winter with their cattle, with their livestock. They come to the, this is called the temporary settlements. Then we have permanent settlements, means generally we now see most of the settlements are permanent, where these permanent settlements, people plan, people make houses permanently, and these are called which will remain and they will use for several years, even to one or two generations. Then we have compact. All the houses are built side by side, leaving narrow lanes and by lanes. Most of the congested areas or old cities or old areas, you can see that those areas were not planned, and this they have settled. In those days the planning was, there was no city planning and such things were not there. So if you go to the old cities like the cities like Varanasi, Kolkata, Patna, Kanpur, many such cities, they have their settlements are compact settlements. They don't have a space, and the houses, they are interconnected. This compact settlements. And houses are, and somewhere mostly in the hilly areas, you will find that dispersed, that is, houses in a scattered, very isolated places. One house you will see, and after just 500 meters, you will see two houses, or like that. This type of, there were scattered houses. Is it clear, children? So these are the how the houses are made, how the settlements takes place in the